as a we are basically discussing on the topic that is innovation. Basically, we are discussing on the topic that is future. In future creation, basically, we are discussing another topic that is India account. In India account, basically, we are discussing SBI account, Amazon account, and after 2 days, basically, the big earthquake is going to happen to India. So the big earthquake is not going to happen. Just here, basically, we are taking just an example, basically, so that this everything basically is connecting to earthquake. That's why basically, lots of people says that earthquake data is the biggest data, but here basically the concept basically has totally changed. Now the lava data basically has biggest data. After a certain time, basically the lava also basically will become smaller basically, as per the video basically discussion. So here the lava data basically is telling that basically we are the most powerful. In this basically 10 crore project basically which was going to discuss in Mumbai city, which was basically created, which has actually created and which is getting created in Mumbai city. 10 crore projects, and after 10 crore project basically the 100 crore child is going to happen. So these all are basically the future creation. And in between projects, basically, for example, 10 crore project is ongoing, and in 10 crore project, basically the 10 crore people basically are taken. So here, basically, the 10 crore people are who basically? Rich people are there, then the rest of people basically also we saw. So here, basically, we can't say the specific name basically. Who is that into this 10 crore project? So that basically the it's a data science basically. But everything basically data science is also not there basically. So that is also thing basically. So here 10 crore project, 10 crore project converted into 100 crore child. That is going to happen. That has not happened. So that is the future. So 100 crore child is going to happen, but has not happened basically. Going to happen. That is a trigger basically. That is a trigger. That going to happen basically has not happened basically. So that is what basically virtual. But that has not happened basically. Somebody told that भाई तेरा job हो जाएगा, but it has virtually basically impact. As per experience basically is telling भाई तेरा job हो जाएगा, but really it has not happened. One person told that भाई इधर भूकंप आएगा, आएगा, but it has not happened basically. When it will happen basically that time you can say that basically that virtual and current matched. That is basically done. So that is basically the thing. So another person told that what is virtual and what is real. Virtual is plan basically. Real is real. That is current. Whatever plan basically which has executed, that has converted into real or not basically. That virtual or lava and whatever things basically got out from lava, that is the real basically. That is 100 crore child basically, which has came out from lava data. So that all are the real basically. One person told that Sunil, we are going to get headache. Headache means sir dard basically. He told somebody told basically, इसका सिर फोड़ दो. But that has happened really just now basically. That is actually communication, and that is basically the real and current plan basically. And that has matched. If my head basically is getting pain, that means that condition has matched. And that matrix has generated in the environment also. That is the main thing basically. So one person told that iska sir फोड़ दो. So if basically get head got damaged, that means that virtual basically told that has done basically. Wherever basically is sitting. He's basically sitting underground of the Vadodara city. He's sitting at the underground of Mumbai city. He's in the helicopter. He's basically in the Mars planet. He's in the satellite basically. But that condition basically matched. That is basically the real and virtual. One person told that Sunil, तेरा नौकरी हो जाएगा. But happened. If happened basically, then basically the virtual and real basically connected. So this is actually what basically. How basically that virtual thing basically converts into the real basically. That is question, na basically. That is not question basically. How that basically happens. वन पर्सन टोल्ड भाई इधर बहुत बड़ा भूकंप आएगा, बट दैट हैज हैपेंड बेसिकली, currently basically भूकंप has happened. No, that no, that means that is real basically. वन परसेंट होता है वो जो लावा है, which the lava that basically which has dumped with the help of this 10 crore project that is basically created by Mumbai city with the help of 1 lakh companies, software companies, that has dumped inside the lava. That is virtual basically. Virtual means not real basically happened. That is virtual. Somebody told that भाई ये सुनील नायर उसके आंख में कुछ ऐसा करो कि कुछ something basically happened, but not happened. If happens, that means basically that is real. Somebody told that basically break his teeth basically. Somebody told basically हो गया, but that has happened basically. That has not happened. That means real and virtual basically there is a difference basically, and there is a huge difference basically between virtual and real. That basically we are actually seeing here. So that actually topic basically we are discussing here. That is the topic basically. In Hindi basically it is called I am going there basically. मुझे वहां जाना है. I want to go there. But he has not basically gone there. I want to go there. मुझे वहां जाना है. So that is plan basically. That is the virtual. But when he will visit that area, that is real basically. I will take one example of real fact basically. You will not able to believe that basically how this is going to connect basically. See basically. The topic is what? SBI group, Amazon group, and after 2 days basically the earthquake is going to happen. So just see the connection, see basically how this is going to happen. One person basically is visiting particular office since many time basically. He's basically his routine is this only. He comes to house, then basically after certain morning basically go to office, then basically evening basically comes to office, then comes this like this basically is ongoing. So one of the scientists basically told that basically this has become basically habit, right? Basically, this has become habit. So whenever basically he is going to office, basically before that basically his soul basically that is near around his body basically whatever energies are there, basically that basically visits, that basically comes to office before he basically comes to office. So what is this actually? मतलब ये क्या है? That is in Hindi basically. Say in English. What is this basically? And this is real fact basically. We will not able to believe it basically. For example, I am visiting particular office daily. Morning going, evening coming basically, morning going, evening coming, morning going, evening coming, morning going, evening coming. This is the routine and basically never basically visited other place basically. See basically the linking thing basically. Then basically what happened? After certain time basically my each and every body souls basically that is the energy basically comes basically in office before basically I enters into the office, because without any process basically this is not possible. That is thing basically, without any basically any person basically do this happens. No basically nothing happens without any person's task basically. What if he is doing the task, then basically this particular task is going to satisfy. If he's doing the certain level of stuff basically, then only basically that is going to happen. So automatic system basically is not there in this world. Lots of people says that yeah basically ये हवा तो देखो, the air basically circulating in the environment basically, that is not automatic system. Lots of people say तो अपने आप ही चल रहा है, anybody is doing anything basically. Nobody is doing anything basically, mark my words. Sorry, somebody is doing anything basically. It's not like that basically everything is happening automatically. Somebody is doing something basically. Otherwise, basically, the air basically in Vadodara city, lots of people say that, "Hey, yaar, there is basically no air in Vadodara city." But see the air basically. Somewhere basically air is there basically. 1% of the yaar Surat mein, in Surat basically there is no air basically. See basically. But after a certain time basically the air started. Circulation of air basically. Somebody told that yeah in Ahmedabad basically सब ठंडा ठंडा है basically. There is nothing basically. Trees are basically also not moving here there basically. So that is basically what somebody is doing that basically. So here basically what is the stuff basically? Nothing happens automatically. Mark my word. Bangalore city basically that thousand building basically I example taken that is handled by Microsoft. If that building is getting problem, that means the Microsoft has got the problem. That doesn't mean that Microsoft has done that. Microsoft is connected with a thousand people basically who is giving the energy to these thousand buildings. It might possible that that thousand group basically somebody might have got problem basically due to that basically the thousand building energy which was getting the basically that connected to some problem basically. That doesn't mean that Microsoft has done anything basically. Nobody will damage their property basically. Lots of people say that yeah basically Microsoft was responsible for that, but he is not a god basically. That thousand 1 lakh 1 crore people basically it's not easy to handle the 1 crore people energy. 1 crore people basically are somebody are in South Africa, somebody are in USA, somebody are in India, somebody are in Bangalore, somebody are in Chennai, somebody basically is in Ireland, somebody is in Europe, somebody is in Ukraine, somebody is in Russia, somebody is in South Africa, somebody is in Italy, somebody is in there basically Dubai, Sharjah, Ajman. So to handle 1 crore basically it's not so easy basically. So if anything happens basically that means some mistake might happen. But that doesn't mean that basically he has done that basically. Because he is also not God basically. If any basically my body basically get damaged or basically something happened, that doesn't mean that basically somebody has done that basically. That basically happens basically. That's the human basically. If I'm getting headache basically, so somebody might have problem that somebody it might possible that by mistake something basically might have happened basically. So here the topic is what? Here the topic is what? Here basically I'm taking. I am visiting that office daily. Basically. That. Going there office, coming back to home. Coming, there is no other chain basically. But here, my energy basically are. For example, I will take one example. Everybody knows that basically in entire body basically energies basically are there. My head basically is containing near around basically energies are there. In hand also basically energies are there. In leg also near basically energies are there. So that energy basically in advance basically they have setted the environment. So what is that here basically? What is that? That is actually not strange basically. That before basically I enters into the office, my energy basically already entered. What is actually that? And that is very strange basically. Nobody basically have answer of that basically. Lots of people say that is sab kya hai yaar basically. Because that is basically done by some group basically. Automatically nothing happens. So that comes to lots of people says that sometimes basically the advanced level processing also happens in this world basically. So that basically is setted by the set of groups who are actually handling your body parts. So to handle one basically body, lots of basically things are basically connected. One person told that yeah basically one country basically is handling basically some person basically one person is basically handling the businessman basically the Indian businessman basically are handling 150 crore people, sorry, 190 crore. So they basically are doing what basically? That basically is question basically. But really see basically one person to handle basically how it's very tough basically. How it's tough basically. It's not so easy basically to handle 190 crore. If to handle one person basically it's becoming so tough. So 190 crore is too much basically. So if you can't handle 190 crore, then basically you have to leave the chair and basically you have to leave the place basically. And then basically resign the letter and then basically leave the place. If you can't give, if government basically BJP government, Congress government basically is not able to give the job, you not able to give the money to the public, then basically they have to leave basically. But they are sitting there also and then basically creating problem to public and then basically this that each and everything basically they are doing. That basically is not a good thing. If you can't handle, then basically you have to leave basically. That, but they are basically handling it basically. But that is different thing that they have not done anything for me. I visited Mumbai, I visited Bangalore. They have not given me the job, but they have given the job to everybody basically, but not to me only basically. That is different thing that we are going to discuss in detail basically. First, we will clear this everything basically. That is basically the in advance basically the data basically enters to that area. So that is basically done by someone basically. So here, why we discuss this point basically in lava topic basically. That is the thing basically. Why we discuss that lava point basically here. The reason the thing is the lava basically which is getting generated basically. Somebody is basically handling that. And how basically that is handling. And how that particular things basically is getting handled. That is the question basically. Automatically basically anything happens, that basically is happening automatically, but that is connected with some satellites or basically some energy groups or basically some lights basically or basically some nuclear power company, energy company and power companies are basically handling. So which is that power company who is handling that data basically and how they are handling that we are going to discuss in next